Picture this. It's Friday night. You've had a long week. You ordered that double pepperoni pizza you've been dreaming about since Tuesday. You sit down on the couch, find the perfect show, and lift that first glorious slice to your mouth. And then you feel it. The gaze. It's like a laser beam drilling into your soul. You try to ignore it. You look at the TV. You look at the wall. But you know they are still watching, judging, waiting. And suddenly, that pizza doesn't taste like cheese and dough anymore. It tastes like guilt. We've all been there. We call it begging. We call it mooching. We tell them, go lay down. But have you ever stopped to ask why? Why does an animal that evolved from a fierce apex predator spend its life staring at you eating a sandwich? Here's the twist. They aren't just hungry. That stare? It's a superpower. It is a biological hack that took 30,000 years to engineer. It involves a muscle that wolves don't have, a brain chemical that acts like a drug, and a history of survival that changed the world. Today, we're going deep into the science of the puppy dog eyes. And I promise, by the end of this video, you will never look at your dog's dinner stare the same way again. The wolf who wouldn't ask. To understand the stare, we have to go back, way back. Your goofball on the couch shares 99.9% of their DNA with the gray wolf, but that 0.1% difference, that's where the magic happens. Scientists actually tested this difference with a brilliant experiment called the Unsolvable Task. Here's the setup. You take a wolf and you take a dog. You show them both a container with a delicious treat inside. But here's the catch. The container is locked. It's impossible to open. The wolf? The wolf is a lone ranger. Even if a human is standing right there, the wolf ignores them. The wolf thinks, I got this. They scratch, they bite, they try to smash it. They work independently. They don't look at the human because to a wolf, eye contact is a threat. It's a challenge. But the dog? The dog tries for about 2 seconds, realizes it's stuck, and then they turn around. They look right at the human. They utilize a strategy called looking back. This is huge, guys. The dog isn't giving up. The dog is using the human as a tool. They are saying, hey, you with the thumbs, can you help me out? This is the fundamental difference. Somewhere in history, dogs stopped being hunters and became social scavengers. They realized that the best way to survive wasn't to be the strongest wolf in the forest, but to be the friendliest wolf at the campfire. Watching us eat became their job. The sadness muscle. But they didn't just change their behavior, they actually changed their faces. A few years ago, anatomists made a shocking discovery. They dissected the facial muscles of wolves and dogs. They found that wolves basically have flat, featureless forehead muscles. They can't really move their eyebrows much. But dogs? Dogs have evolved a specific muscle with a fancy name, the levator anguli oculi medialis, or, as I like to call it, the please give me the cheese muscle. This muscle allows them to raise their inner eyebrows intensely. And guess what happens when they do that? 2 things. 1, their eyes look bigger, like a human baby. And 2, they mimic the facial expression humans make when we are sad. This is not an accident. It's evolutionary engineering. Thousands of years ago, the dogs that could make this sad face triggered a nurturing instinct in our ancestors. We looked at them, and our brains said, aw, the poor baby needs help. So we tossed them a bone. The dogs with the best eyebrows got the most food. They survived. They had puppies. And those puppies had great eyebrows too. So when your dog stares at you while you eat, they are literally flexing a muscle designed to hack your empathy. The chemical high, the love loop. But it goes deeper than muscles. It goes into your blood. There's a hormone called oxytocin. You've probably heard of it, the love hormone. It's what bonds a mother to her newborn baby. It makes you feel warm, fuzzy, and trusting. Japanese researchers found something incredible. When wolves stare at each other, it's aggression. But when dogs and humans stare into each other's eyes, something beautiful happens. The dog's oxytocin levels go up. They feel calm and happy. But here's the kicker. Your oxytocin levels go up too. It's a positive feedback loop. The dog stares to you, feel love to you, smile and touch them. To the dog feels love to the dog stares more. It's a chemical conversation. So, at the dinner table, your dog isn't just trying to annoy you. They are getting a chemical high from looking at you. And they are giving you a chemical high, so you'll be nice enough to share that food on the table. The the slot machine effect. Now, I know what you're thinking. That's beautiful, but it's also really annoying when I have guests over. Why won't they stop? Well, that's our fault. We turn them into gamblers. In psychology, this is called intermittent reinforcement. If you give your dog a scrap every time, they learn quickly. But if you give them a scrap only sometimes, like once every 100 stares, that is the most powerful way to lock in a behavior. To your dog, you are a slot machine. They know that if they just keep pulling the lever, if they just keep staring, eventually they'll hit the jackpot. And the uncertainty of when it will happen keeps them glued to the floor. If you try to stop, be warned. They will try harder. They will bark, paw, and stare closer. This is called an extinction burst. It's their way of saying, hey, the machine is broken, I need to kick it. But if you stay strong, they will eventually stop. The look of love. So, the next time you sit down to eat and you feel those eyes boring into you, take a breath. It's easy to get annoyed, but remember what you're actually looking at. You aren't just looking at a beggar. You are looking at an animal that abandoned the wild to be with you. You are looking at a creature that evolved specific facial muscles just to communicate with you. You are looking at a best friend who gets a literal chemical rush of happiness just from seeing your face. They stare because they depend on us. They stare because, for 30,000 years, we have been their world. And honestly, that's worth a little bit of pizza crust every now and then. Thanks for watching, guys. Go hug your dog. And if you want to know more about the crazy science behind our pets, hit that subscribe button. See you next time.